In this video, we're going to be talking about simplifying algebraic expressions. So our only essential question is, how do you simplify an algebraic expression? So in our last video, we learned all of the basic parts of algebraic expressions, and now we're going to use that information to help us to simplify an algebraic expression or to write the expression in a simpler but equivalent way. So how do you simplify an algebraic expression? Well, the first thing you want to do is identify all the terms. And then we're going to combine all the like terms that have the same variable. And then we're going to combine all the like terms that are constants and then write the simplified expression. So we're going to take those like terms that we found in our last video, and we're actually going to combine them. We're going to put them together. So it's kind of like packing them into the same box. Since they belong together, we're going to put them together. So let's take a look at this expression here, 4x plus 8 plus 3x minus 5. The first thing I want to do is identify all the terms. And I'm going to put a box around those terms. Remember to include that sign or that operation in front, because that's where we're going to see it pay off, why I put that operation or that sign in front along with the term. So that was step one, identifying all the terms. Now step two is combine all the like terms with the same variable. Well, the variable we have in this expression is x. So I'm going to take all the terms that have an x and I'm going to combine them. So these go together. So how do I combine these like terms? This is where that operation in front comes into play. This is 4x, and this is a plus 3x term. So that's all I'm thinking about right now are just the terms that have an x in them. 4x plus 3x is what I'm thinking of. So I have 4 x's in this term, and I'm adding 3 more x's to it. That gives me a total of how many x's? Well, 4 x's plus 3 x's would give me 7 x's. So 4 groups of x and 3 groups of x is a total of 7 groups of x. So now I've simplified those two terms into a single term, 7x. And now the next step would be to combine all the like terms that are constants. Well, these other two terms are constants, and this is where the signs in front are going to help me figure out how to combine these. In this first box, or this term, I have a positive or plus 8. So that's a positive 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5 is really what I do when I combine those constants together. So that's how I'm going to think of that. And 8 minus 5 is a positive 3. 8 minus 5 is positive 3. So that's the term I'm going to put here, positive 3 or plus 3. Now that's my simplified expression right here. 7x plus 3 is equivalent to that expression right there. So for any value of x you put in here and evaluate it, you're going to get the same thing here as you would down here. But this is a simplified version of it. It's a much simpler form of it, and it's equivalent to it. So we have simplified that expression into 7x plus 3. And that's the basic process to simplifying algebraic expressions. So let's take a look at a few of these and let's simplify them. So again, the first thing we want to do is identify all of our terms. So this first expression has 3 terms, and then we want to combine all the terms that have the same variable. The first 2 terms both contain a y, so I'm going to combine these. And in the first term, I have 9y or positive 9y, and then I have minus 4y. So 9y minus 4y. If I take 4y's away from 9y's, I have 5y remaining. So I've combined those 2 terms into a single term. 9y minus 4y is 5y. And then this constant, this plus 7, doesn't have any other terms that it belongs with. So I'm just going to bring it down and tack it on the end there, that plus 7. So 5y plus 7. These are not like terms, so I cannot put them together. I can't have 5 groups of y plus 7 and then somehow smash those together and get 12y, because that's just not true. I don't have 12 groups of y. I only have 5 groups of y plus 7. So don't get too carried away with combining terms. Only like terms belong together, and if they aren't like terms, you cannot put them together. It's apples and oranges. They're 2 different things. Look at the next expression, 9 minus 8 plus 7g. I want to identify all my terms, include that sign, that operation in front, and I'm going to combine any terms that have the same variable, but this is the only term, the 7g is the only term that contains a variable, so it doesn't go with anything. So I'm going to go on to the next step, which would be to combine the terms that are constants, and these two terms are constants, and so I have 9 minus 8, and 9 minus 8 is a positive 1. And then again, this term that contains the variable is just going to get tacked on, plus 7g. These are not like terms, so that's as simplified as it gets. You know your expression is simplified when it no longer has any like terms in it. And these two terms are not like terms, so I'm done. Next one, b plus 4b. This expression contains two terms, and they both contain the same variable, so I can combine these. These are like terms. And remember, this is 1b. When there's no number in front of the variable, that means the coefficient is 1. So there's 1b plus 4b gives me a total of 5b, and I'm only left with one term, so I know I'm done. That is simplified. 1b plus 4b's is 5b. Next one, 2x plus 5 minus 4x plus 10. Here I have four terms, and I'm going to combine the terms that have the same variable. That would be the x's. So here, be careful. This is a 2x minus 4x. That sign in front of the term is the operation I'm going to use. 2x minus 4x is negative 2x, because 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So I have negative 2x, and then I'm going to combine my constants. This is a positive 5 plus 10. So 5 plus 10 is a positive 15. So that's plus 15. I end up increasing by 15 here. So negative 2x plus 15 is my simplified expression. So I went from 4 terms down to 2. And again, these two expressions are equivalent to each other, but just one is simpler than the other. Next one, 12w minus 5 plus 6 plus negative 3w. Lots of terms here, so that's why it's important to put those boxes around the terms so I can keep track of the signs and all the terms so I don't lose track of anything. I'm going to combine the terms that have the same variable, so that would be my w's. I'm going to put these together, so I have 12w plus negative 3w. 12w plus negative 3w is like 12w minus 3w. So that would be 9w. 12 plus negative 3 is 9. And then I'm going to combine the terms that are constants. These two terms are constants. And again, be careful. That's like a negative 5 plus 6. Negative 5 plus 6 is a positive 1. So that term will become a plus 1 because it's positive 1. And these are not like terms, so that is in simplest form. That is a simplified version of that expression, 9w plus 1. And then lastly, 3a plus 8 plus a minus 9 minus 2a. There are 5 terms in this expression, and I'm going to combine all the terms that have the same variable, which would be all of the terms that have an a in them. I'm going to put all of these together. So I have 3a plus a, that's a 1a. 3a plus a would be 4a, and then 4a minus 2a is 2a. So 3 plus 1 minus 2 is 2. So I have 2a here, and then I'm going to combine my terms that are constants, and this is a positive 8 minus 9. 8 minus 9 is negative 1. So that's going to be minus 1. Since that's negative, that's going to be subtraction. 2a minus 1 is my simplified expression there. So you can see I followed the same process for all of these, and I got a simplified version of our algebraic expressions. Identify all the terms, combine all the like terms that have the same variable, combine all the like terms that are constants, and then write the simplified expression, always paying attention to the sign in front of each term.